Hello, I am Morten, I am your host today, and this is another unboxing video. What we have for you today is Hunter Orcs. Yes, indeed. Now, I love Hunter Orcs these days, so since I know a little bit about them, I think I'm gonna open this box and show you a bit of the sculpts. Yes. So here we have the box. So let's open these and have a look. And I'm gonna open them with one hand. That's very difficult. That was a great idea. Okay, here we have them. And as you see, it's just one sprue with 12 Hunter Orcs. Let's go in closer. As you can see, the detail is very crisp. Of course, I'm in the way of the light. Oh, this is much better. This one, that one is a great pose. I have a few other ones. So as you've seen, if you look at, for example, the face of this one, I mean, it's just so rich in detail. I mean, if we can get it to focus, of course. There you go. For a second. So this is a bit of blooper, but we'll keep going. There you go. So you see, the details of his face are so rich. The eyes are great. All the teeth and just everything, it just looks so good. So I'm very fond of these. This is actually my third box that I just recently bought. I'm sure by the time this is out, I will have owned them for a while. But yeah, this is my third box of these. So the sculpts are great. They're being plastic means there's no greatness casts. They're not very fragile. One of the downsides, though, is there aren't that many options with them. What I've done in the past to get some more variety into my forces was going in with a knife and just cutting the head off one, putting it on the other one, things like that. What I've also done is that because the cavalry Hunter Orcs, the Hunter Orcs and Orcs, they have a much more customizable set that you get, and there's a bunch of leftovers from that you can use to put in on these. So in that way, if you have both, you'll have some good variety. But it is a bit annoying that some of the poses are so static. Well, the poses aren't static, but it's kind of hard to change them. And what I've also done is taken green stuff and used that to sort of remodel some of the faces. So how about I show you some of the ones I've painted so you can get an idea of how they potentially could look. So let's get back in a moment. Here we have an example of two of them. And the reason I chose two with the same pose is because I wanted to give you an idea of how they can look different from each other with a little bit of tinkering. So the one to the left is basically the original pose with the original head, whereas the one... Oh, wait, actually, no, that's wrong. No, that is right. Whilst the one over here on the right, he has a different head, which I took from the cavalry pack. And they have... I've given them similar skin tones and slight variations in their paint, but otherwise, I think you can make them look kind of different just to get a little bit of variety, and I'm very happy generally with how my Hunter Orcs turn out. So over here I took two other ones who also both have the same pose as each other, and here there's obviously a huge difference just in the paint job, but also what I've done to this guy, the pale one, if we can get a proper focus on him. It's not too fun to do that. Okay, but what you can kind of see when it decides to work, that's actually a bit annoying, okay, is that there are these red patches on him, and that is basically where I've used green stuff to sort of give him some, kind of inspired by the Goblin Town, give him a few different sort of mutations or unlucky things having happened to him. There's another example. This is actually one that is inspired directly by the Great Goblin, which you'll see from the look of his jaw. Yes, as you can see, by the use of green stuff, he has gotten a mutated, kind of gross looking jaw, as well as bad head injury. So that's just a few examples of how Hunter Orcs can look different from each other, even with similar poses. So I would really recommend these if you are interested in playing an Orc. These are a great choice in models. In the game itself, they are. I personally think they're really good. Their great downside, we might as well get that out of the way, is the defense 4. These are 8-point models with defense 4, so that's the defense itself is not too good. But the two big saving graces are the strength 4 and their 2 attacks. So while they're on foot, they have 2 attacks each, would suddenly mean that you have a very cheap force with a lot of strikes with strength 4. Obviously, the fight 3 isn't the best, but a lot of them have swords, so when you're a lower fight, you'll just be fainting anyway. In this box, you get 4 with bows, 2 with 200 weapons, and 6 with just dual swords. And you have to remember, when you mount them, they can't use their special ability Many Blades, but in some situations it's still worth it to mount them. So this is basically the Hunter Orcs, and I would greatly recommend that you buy these if you're interested in playing an Orc at all. So that's it from me this time. Go be a Hunter Orc. So like, favorite, comment, share and subscribe. Support your Hobbit hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.